Hey guys, welcome back. Dr. T, living your best life here in the Philippines. I want to do a quick video. I'm going to keep this short on budget. And I don't watch a lot of travel videos in the Philippines, obviously, anymore because I live here, unless I'm looking up something, a destination or something I'm thinking about going to. But they still pop up on my feed. And I've been seeing videos lately that, and I'm not calling out any one particular channel, that honestly are just BS. In reference to budget. I seen one the other day titled something like live on $400 a month. And I just did my video where I walked you through what I spend a week on groceries. If you haven't watched that, go take a look at it. Basically, to sum that up, was I spent about 3,000 pesos for two people for the week on my groceries. That's not counting going out, stopping at coffee, dinner, if I stop for lunch, something like that, picking up a smoothie. Obviously, all those things are not included. And I did another video kind of talking about overarching expenses, what I personally spend each month living here in the Philippines. I spend a little more because I'm juggling two places right now, so I'm not taking that into account. I'm just talking about living in one place. So, and I talked about this with my girlfriend, who's obviously a Filipina. Because I was agitated by the clickbait title, I said, do you think a foreigner could live in the Philippines for 400 US dollars a month? And she said the exact same thing I did. You could do it. You physically could do it. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that it can't be done. Yes, it can be done. As I said in my other video, you will be a miserable SOB, trust me. I know what things cost here. I've been living here over 6 months. My house in Bohol is 20,000 pesos. That alone is almost $400. Just my rent. You could get rent down to about 10,000 pesos. That's going to be some really bare bones studio apartment. I'm talking about a bed, a mini fridge, and a hot plate to cook on. That's no way I want to live personally. And honestly, if you're an American or a Westerner, you're used to having modern conveniences. You're used to living in probably bigger houses. Everything in America and Western countries tends to be much bigger houses, bigger kitchens, fancier stuff. 10,000 pesos a month, which is about 180 US dollars, is about the bare bones, and I mean bare bones, that any person wanting to come to the Philippines and retire is going to want to stay at. Let's just go with that. Let's just say you spent the 10,000 pesos, 180 US dollars a month on your rent. You still have internet, you still have electricity, you still have water, which water is negligible here. You could spend 200 pesos a month on water or less. You still have food. That's not counting if you're going to try to date. You're going to try and take a girl out on a date, even a coffee date, right? It's going to Starbucks or somewhere like that. That's not counting any of those things. Maybe you want a scooter rental, or you're going to buy a scooter. It's next to impossible. And I said this on my other video. Could you do it? Yes. My comment on that video was, if you haven't seen it, go take a look at it. You're going to be living like an average Filipino. And that's not bashing Filipinos, their lifestyle is very different. You need to understand that. Their lifestyle is very different than from what we're used to in the West. In general, we're probably very spoiled culture in America than what they are here, right? Most places don't have hot water. You need to ask that when you call rentals. You need to ask, does it have hot water in the shower? When I got this place, my house here, it didn't have hot water. I said, that's a deal breaker for me. And I went back and forth with the owner of the house. They didn't want to put in hot water. They said, well, you have to understand that for the average Filipino, we don't use hot water in the shower. I said, I understand that, but I'm not Filipino. I'm American. I like a hot shower. That's just a modern convenience that we enjoy, right? So to rent something less than 10,000 pesos, you're probably not going to have hot water. You can have one crappy air conditioned window unit that gets really terrible electricity bills each month. If you have that, So that's just clickbait, honestly. Like I said, could you do it? Yes, you can do it. You're going to be miserable. You're not going to be going out to dinner. You're not going to be going out to dates. You're not going to be stopping at Starbucks and grabbing a latte every now and then. You're not even going to be stopping and grabbing a mango smoothie. You're not going to be going out and grabbing a beer. You're going to be eating on dried fish and rice, and maybe you treat yourself to a nice chicken and rice meal, right? Like I said, one pack of chicken is 250 pesos. I personally couldn't live on just my meals alone for less than 1,500, which is, add that up. That's what, 6,000 a month right there. So 10,000 and 6,000 on your food. That's 16,000. Add in another 1,000 for internet. You're at 17,000. Like I said, you're pushing the 20,000, which is about 400 US dollars. Could you do it? Yeah, you can do it, right? You can live on probably less than that, but it's like I talked about in my other video. The reason that we come here generally from other countries is to have a better standard of living, right? To live a better lifestyle for a cheaper price. That's one of the main reasons I came here. I didn't come here to live in some, one room shack and cook on a hot plate and eat, the bare minimum and live a miserable life. Maybe you have to do that, right? You have to live within our means, of course, right? That's not what I'm saying, but don't believe those videos. Just don't. Like I said before, plan on spending at least 1,000 US dollars a month. At least. Probably more like 1,200 to live comfortably. Like I said, every month I spend about $1,200, and that includes me stopping for coffee. That includes me stopping for shakes. I don't go out to drink. I've talked about that in other videos. Luckily, I don't drink much alcohol, if ever, so I save money there. That includes everything: my gym membership, about $1,200, my gas for my motorcycle, all those little types of expenses. I spend about $1,500 because I like to go do things. I like to travel a little bit around the islands. I go back and forth from Bohol to Cebu, so the ferry ride gets expensive, and all those types of things. So $1,200 to $1,500, and that still stands. That still stands after over 6 months of being here. So don't believe those clickbait videos of live in the Philippines for $400 a month, live in the Philippines for $800 a month. 800 is getting a little more realistic. Like I said, plan on 1,000, budget for 1,500. And I talked about this before. You guys are all adults and big boys and girls. So, right, this kind of goes without saying, but you need to plan for the unexpected, right? You need to have money set aside. You need to have money in case of an emergency. Maybe there's the typhoon hit here in Bohol. They didn't have electricity for over 30 days. I personally can't withstand that. I would have to leave. I would have to go somewhere else that has electricity, not because it's just standard of living. I need internet because I do work outside of my YouTube channel. This doesn't make me any money. So I do work some online and I need access to reliable internet. So something like that happens, I need to have money set aside to buy a plane ticket, right? You need to have a contingency fund without a doubt. So don't come here thinking you're going to skimp by on $400, $800 a month. It's not going to happen. It's just not. So, okay, I know it's kind of short, but I just wanted to address that because, again, those videos are just clickbait. Don't believe them. Just don't. Okay? Hope that helps and gives you a more realistic expectation of what you're going to spend. And if you plan on that, you'll be very happy and very comfortable. Nothing's going to blindside you, right? So, all right. Hope that helps. Like and subscribe, and I got a lot more coming. I'm going to go over, I'll be posting a video on how to do a driver's license, a U.S. Conversion. We'll talk about that process that I went through, some travel videos and all that kind of stuff. All right, thanks. See you guys.